Welcome back. Let's get into this next chat. Meetings Africa 2026, which took place from the 24th to the 25th of February at the Sandton Convention Centre in Johannesburg, has contributed enormously to South Africa's economy and supported more than 2,600 jobs. Now, the event brought together 375 buyers from 53 countries, 325 exhibiting companies. So perhaps to reflect, to share a little bit more about some of the highlights of this gathering this year, we're going to be joined by the head of PR at South African Tourism, Thandiwe Mathibela. Thandiwe, good morning. Thank you for your time at this hour.
Good morning, Liesl, and good morning to all the viewers at home.
Well, a hearty congratulations. I mean, just some of the figures that I spewed out there, but this year's gathering, undeniably a success. So tell us a little bit more about the contributions to the economy through Meetings Africa, MICE at large.
I will start here and say over the last 3 years, the contribution of Meetings Africa to the South African economy has actually doubled. 3 years ago, Meetings Africa contributed about 375 million. Last year, Meetings Africa contributed about 690 million. Of course, we're yet to do our stats and our insights for this particular year, which is we've just concluded now in 2026. So we are really excited and really encouraged by the idea of Meetings Africa contributing to our economy. And this is why we actually have events such as Meetings Africa.
Well, we're speaking beyond the economic impact as well. This year was the 20th anniversary of the meeting. And so if we look at the highlights down the value chain, I mean, what stood out for the gathering for you?
One of the biggest highlights was also our Honourable Minister getting an acknowledgement and a reward from the International Congress and Conventions Associations, which is known as ICA. That really showed confidence in the South African tourism sector. But also one of the other highlights was that the ICA Congress itself would be hosted in Rwanda, which is really a big deal after the conference had not been hosted in our continent for a while now. So that's also a big highlight, and we really highlighted that at Meetings Africa. But the great thing at Meetings Africa also was just around the knowledge economy. You know, there were various sessions that were held from the power of sports tourism in ensuring that we contribute to our economy, to the power of business events itself, to the creative economy, and really to talking about fashion and the arts. All of it are related, you know, to how South Africa is actually positioned to be able to host major events. Talking about major events, we are now looking forward to hosting the Live Golf Tournament, which will take place between the 19th and the 22nd of March at Stain City. And that's just another example of the business events that South Africa actually hosts. This one is obviously a sporting event that is obviously got cultural as well as lifestyle components in it. But it's just an example of the kind of events that we seek to attract when we host Meetings Africa and other big business events.
Yeah, particularly to part of South Africa's COVID-19 recovery strategy as well, the cultural elements, the lifestyle, the knowledge economy that you alluded to, the ACFTA, because since its inception, this has helped suppliers from various parts of Africa. Perhaps you can share how it's helped to connect so many business across the continent as well.
You know, the power of business events really lies in the interconnectedness of the nature of the event that we hold. So at Meetings Africa this year, there were about 6,400 meetings that were confirmed. These are meetings between buyers and exhibitors. Now, just to explain, buyers are those people that are coming from various parts of the world who are here to seek various experiences, establishments, as well as partners from the rest of the African continent to actually do business with, so that meetings can come to the various countries that were represented at Meetings Africa. So that is what the power of Meetings Africa was all about. In fact, this year at Meetings Africa, we had 21 African countries represented, including South Africa, which means that about 20 or so countries actually benefited from the great interactions and the quality buyers that we had at Meetings Africa. When we started the interview, you alluded to the over 300 buyers that we had. Those buyers represented about over 53 countries. So it really was a great opportunity for the African continent. It's around interconnectedness, and it really is around ensuring that we don't only grow by ourselves as in South Africa. We do know that for all of us to succeed, we need all of us to really hold together. Of course, there's healthy competition, but we have to hold each other along. And that's why Meetings Africa is a proudly Pan-African business events show.
I'm so glad you said that, because I actually wanted to touch on how over the years Meetings Africa has helped to strengthen what Africa can offer to the world. Even if we get into the tourism side of the event, you know, it attracted a lot of tourists as well. Perhaps how beneficial this has also become at large across the value chain.
So the important thing about business events, one is that the people that come for the business events are mainly paid for by their companies, which means that they've got a little bit of disposable income to spend. That means that they're able to spend time and money at our restaurants. They're able to spend a little more exploring the country, and they're also able to obviously enjoy our hotels and other recreational facilities that we've got. What we also do as South African tourism, again in advancing, the benefit of such events to the greater tourism sector, we make sure that we host post-tours. So right now, a lot of the buyers and other stakeholders that were actually at Meetings Africa are across our 9.
Okay. Well, let's see. Let's leave the conversation there. Thandiwe Mathibela, of course, celebrating 20 years of connecting Africa to the world. We were just in conversation with the head of PR at South African Tourism, Thandiwe Mathibela, on Meetings Africa 2026 as we reflect on the impact it's had and really where to from here. Well, we'll leave that conversation there. Let's take a quick ad break. Upon our return, Ms. D is in the house. Stay tuned.